Welcome, guys, to Sharpen Your Sword podcast, episode number 5. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for the support. On this podcast, I'm looking to bring you guys value that can help you in your business life, in your personal life. And the whole point is to sharpen your sword, okay? Sharpen your sword is sharpening your body physically and sharpening your mind mentally. And if we can do this every single day, then we will be better for tomorrow, and we'll be better for our business. We'll be better for our family. And it will help us achieve the goals and the dreams that we have for ourselves. So we need to get up every single day and sharpen our sword. And today on episode 5, I have two of my brothers, my brother Mahmoud, my brother Jay, and like always, my co-host, Giovanni Jimenez. So welcome, guys, to episode 5.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Welcome,
real quick,
guys. Welcome.
I want to say thank y'all for having me on the Sharpen Your Sword podcast.
Thank you for being on here.
Thanks for coming.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
So guys, these are my brothers. They train jiu-jitsu, and we work in the family business together. We have some furniture stores, and they are running one of our bigger ones. And they've been running it a little over, a year and a half now?
Yeah, year and a half.
About a year and a half, and they've come a long way. I'm very proud of them. Can't ask for anybody better to run the family business besides your family or people that you've known a very long time. And so having them in the business it's easier. You know, we always have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's easier because we can communicate and stuff like that. So we're going to let them talk about it today, let them talk about running the business. I wanted to have them on my show, obviously, because they're my brothers. I'm a little biased, but they've seen me go through the process, and they still see me go through it, and they're going through it with me. And so I want them to talk about it a little bit and give us their point of view so we all can learn something from them. So we'll start with Mahmoud. How is it running this business? How is it working in the family business?
It's not easy. I will say that. There's a lot of sacrifice when you run any type of business. On the family aspect side of it, it's a good thing because you get to work with people you trust, you see often, and it carries over to other things too.
Yeah, the list goes on. I mean, you're talking sometimes working 6-7 days a week.
Long nights.
Yeah,
So
long nights.
But out of all of that, what did you get the most? Like, okay, we're all working together, right? So what did you learn the most so far running this store? Because now I remember starting off, especially like my older brother, me and my older brother were always like, hey, obviously to your younger brothers, you're going to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, right? And so when we first opened, we went from that to now you guys are saying you're doing stuff, and I'm like, bro, like, do I get any input in this? like I don't get, you guys don't really tell me anything. I'm not upset about it, right? Because you guys are taking the lead now. You're paving the road. And that's the way it should be, because you're growing through it. Okay? So starting at the beginning, okay, running this store, because this is the first store you guys officially run by yourself. Correct?
Correct, yeah.
Solo. And now, from the beginning to now, what did you learn the most, Jay?
From the beginning till now. I guess before, you really had someone telling you kind of what to do. Mm-hmm. So you had an aspect of structure. And then now, since we're all on our own, kind of, we have to think of everything from A to Z. Mm-hmm. So if we want to plan an event for the store or do something like that, like for Christmas, we can't just think of it. We got to think of everything that goes around it, and setting everything up, make sure everything's ready, just everything that involves it pretty much. And we got to think of it so we don't miss anything, and it has to be 100%.
Yeah. So that's I think that's where a lot of people get lost, I would say, because at first when you have somebody, I remember Gio in the same boat when he first started working with me. When he first started working with me, when he first started running the gym, we're getting ready for the Halloween party. Mm-hmm. And the Halloween party is, it's a big party, but it's nowhere near as the size of our anniversary party. And I remember him looking at me and he said, bro, so much goes into this.
Yeah.
I remember the look he gave me, like, so much goes into this, you know? And so it's tough when you're by yourself, right? But you, at the end of the day, when you're running a business, you have to do it no matter what, right?
Yeah.
And so you find out more and you learn more by trial and error when you go and you have to man up and do it by yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, when you have help, you're not looking or thinking of 5 steps ahead or 10 steps ahead. Or if I do this, this is going to cause this. If I do that, it's going to cause this. Mm-hmm. You guys are like, for example, like, hey, let's open this furniture store, and I'm the one leading the role as the project manager or whatever, as opening the store. And you guys are there assisting me. Hey, we need to take care of making sure everybody gets the furniture out, put together, and everything like that. And so you guys are just assisting in that, or make sure that the orders are coming in, right? Now you guys have to make sure the furniture is coming in, the inventory is coming in, check the inventory, okay? Put in the system.
Deliver it.
You know, have it put together on the showroom. Make sure nothing in the showroom is missing. Everything you do, you have to do 10 or 15 times, 15 steps more, because you guys are leading it and not assisting in it. So going from, you know, helping around to now running the store, what is that now you are doing it by yourself? What lesson did you learn from that the most, right? Because you always learn something. Like, deadlines come faster than they appear, right? Like,
yeah. You blink and you're ready for the next, you know, event, whether it's for sales or a holiday or, you know, taking out a whole new furniture brand out into the store, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, for me, it really was getting the job done no matter what.
Yeah, you know, as like up and coming entrepreneurs or people that want to open a business, like they see the exciting part, right? I guess they see like money coming in, and they just see them bossing people around. Like, what were your expectations? And because me being I work in the academy, like you just see the fun part, right? But once you get down to it, it's a lot of hard work. So like, what were your expectations before you got into it, and now that you've been in there doing it for over a year?
Yeah, definitely in the beginning, expectations, I figured it'd be a lot more smoother. You wouldn't think about 10 trucks showing up, furniture you have to unload. Then while that's happening, you got sales going on. On top of that, you got to go do deliveries. Delivery truck that just broke. You got to get that repaired. You got to get a new truck.
Customer service, phone calls.
Customer service.
Order calls. You got to deal with the furniture reps, other companies, making sure the bills are paid for the store, writing out the payroll. It's a lot more than what you think. Is just, you know, it's very detailed running it.
Yeah, definitely expected it to be a lot smoother.
Yeah, we thought before running it, it's just like a generalization. Like, yeah, you know, you just do the orders. Yeah, you just deliver it. Yeah, you sell it. But then it's like each one of those steps, there's like
100 steps to it.
Yeah, 100 steps. And
Yeah. So having to work with yourself for yourself, it isn't all the glitz and glamour that
no.
social media makes it to be.
No, yeah, you're not in the background just telling people what to do. You're kind of, you know, on the front lines doing all of it. You know, you wear a lot of, what we said, we wear a lot of hats around here, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wear a lot of hats. We do a lot of things. And that's, you know, that's part of, you know, running a business.
Yeah, a lot of those people talk about picking your own hours. That's completely not true.
Yeah.
You're working 7 days a week. If you're sick, you still got to work.
Yeah.
If you're tired, you got to work.
Yeah.
You got to wake up early, stay up late.
You
got to do everything.
Even after work, you know, we're still working. You know, like I'll just be chilling out somewhere and I'll just start thinking about work. And or I'll be driving and I see another furniture store and I'm like, you know, what kind of brand?
Let's go check them out.
Yeah, let's go check them out. I mean, it's a furniture thing. You know, a lot of furniture people go check out other furniture stores. And, you know, furniture industry is really actually interesting because a lot of the people are very, like, cutthroat. Like, just other furniture stores, you know. Just the other day, we had some guy put some, you know, furniture signs out in front of our, you know, store. And, you know, that's kind of, you know, disrespectful, but it's just the type of the industry we're in. So, believe it or not, you know, it has its interesting parts.
They're going to have to find out, you know, some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But, man, I'm telling you, man, a lot of furniture people just want to go at it. Like,
Really?
it's really interesting, yeah.
That's funny. But from here, you guys talk, saying, like, work, you don't got a schedule. You're working 7 days. You're looking at furniture stores. You're chilling and you're thinking about work. Like, from here you talk, that sounds obsessive, right? Like, you're always thinking about it.
Yeah.
And when you're running a business, would you say that that's the only way you have to work to be successful? Like, always. It's not like, oh, I got Sunday night football. The Redskins are playing the Cowboys. I'm gonna just take this Sunday off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just running the business, it kind of just consumes you. Like, you're not even trying to do it on purpose. Like on your off day, you're like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna go take off and I'm gonna do extra work. It's not like that. It's just you'll be just chilling, and then like something like the work just slowly just comes into you, and just like you just want to work. It's so like interesting. It's like addicting. Like, I don't know what it is. Like,
And the funny thing is, in the beginning, we thought it was normal.
yeah.
So we'd be working 7 days a week. And then we started talking. I'm like, dude, I don't think other people do this.
Yeah. We'll talk to somebody and they're like, man, you work 7 days a week? That's just, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's like, man, I feel sad for
Like
you.
this-
Why? I don't
yeah,
get it. Like,
like-
I'm actually pretty happy. I mean,
Yeah, same.
it has its fun moments and, it has its dark moments running the business.
Like in the
So-
beginning, there's this one customer I remember. He said, remember the one with the kid kept running up the escalators?
Oh, yeah.
Because we had both floors open in the beginning. And we were talking to him. And he was like, how many days off do you take? We're like, no, right now we're working 7 days a week. Then like he completely changed. Oh, you mean business then, huh?
So the thing is, a lot of people think is being a business owner, right? Having a business or being self-employed is. I said it in the last couple episodes. They think it's sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I get to work 4 days a week. Like I get to work 3 days a week. I have a business. I get to do that. Yeah. Okay. Now, it's different if you're an investor. It's different if you have a well-established business, right? But a lot of the young and upcoming generation, they think it's just, hey, let me open, let me open a cafe. Or let me open a clothing store. Let me open a shoe store. Let me open whatever you want to put. And you just open it. That's all they think. And that's what you guys thought at first. Like, open, damn, that's it. Open the door, close the door. That's all I got to do, right? But the thing when you open a business is it's like a tsunami. It's like a hurricane, right? Like it's a tornado. Like so many things are happening at once, and you have to be able to catch the things in the hurricane and the tsunami and get them done nonstop. And it has to be more than one thing, right? It can't be just, okay, let me do this. If you just say, hey, let me get this thing done, you get smacked in the head by something else.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the biggest misconception that people had. And I think at first you guys had a hard time because that's what you thought. Yeah. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because at first I thought the same thing. Right? But thank God I started very early on, So I had time to go through those mistakes. I had time to get smacked in the head by different things, right? And that's what people mess up in is I have a business. I get to take today off. The truth of the matter, when you first start a business, guys, a lot of people, the stat on how many businesses close in the first 5 years?
I think it's like over 90% close. 90% don't survive.
We gotta fact check this, but over 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. Okay, so if the business is not more than 5 years old, then there's a good chance that you need to be working in it every single day, right? Yes, is it a kind of obsessive? Is it kind of extreme? Yes, it is, but that's the life that you chose, right? And a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to take a day off. I'm going to take this off. That's when you fall behind, right? Do we want to necessarily work now that we've been doing it for so long? Yeah, we understand that we need days off. We need to take rest breaks, right? Because otherwise, sometimes you don't get to catch the mistakes that are happening in the business because you're so consumed by it. But if you take a day or 2 days off, now you can relax and come back fresh. And now you can catch things, right? So, and like you said, it's a switch is hard to turn off. You're off and you're thinking about work all the time, all right? That's why having a business and having a successful business is one of the hardest things because it does consume you, right? It consumes you in the fact that you're not with your family all the time. And when you are, if you're in the same room with your family, you're not necessarily present because your mind is somewhere else, and that's where problems happen in families, relationship when you own a business or with your friends. You lose track of your friends because I may be sitting there with you talking about something or you're talking about something and my mind is thinking about the business, right? And we don't get to do things for ourselves. Why? Because everything we're doing is for the business, you know? So that's part of owning a business, you know, is you're always obsessive about it. Now, like, once you get the business going, yeah, I 100% agree with those people saying take a day off, take 2 days off, work 5 days a week. You know, you have a good, strong team. You have everything systemized, you know. Now you can start working at a not a slower level, but in a way that you can relax and take a step back, and somebody else can take the lead. You know.
Yeah. You know, we were just talking about this the other day. It was like we were talking about like men that got families, or like women that got families, right? And they're like, I can't work that much because I'm not gonna spend time with them, right? We're like, well, you gotta sacrifice something, right? You either gotta sacrifice your time to build the future that you want for them, or you just see them for a couple hours a week until you die, and then that was that. You never got to give them the future they wanted. But that goes back to sacrificing all the time, right? Like, you got to really dial it in. Like, could you talk about more about that? Like, how you really got to go in hard and work a lot in order to be able to later on spend more time with your family.
Man, like, for me, it's hard for me to talk to people about this, like, especially married men or married women and have kids, because I'm also the person that doesn't like talking about things if I don't have that experience. I don't have the experience of being married and having kids. So, yes, I'm in a different place as those people, right? But one thing that I do know, or I think I know, right, is that at the end of it, after it's all said and done, if you decided to sacrifice a lot at the very beginning, okay, to chase your dream. And in chasing your dream, guys, it's whatever your dream is. Success, I said it before, is success for me may be me spending time with my wife and kids as much as I want, making their games as much as I want. I don't miss a game. I don't miss their after-school activities. I'm at the parent-teacher conference. I can do all these. And I like what I do for a living. That might be success for me, okay? Success for somebody else might be making $50,000 a month in their pocket. Not in sales, in their pocket. $600,000 a year, $1 million a year, clean cut money, okay? That's somebody else's success. So first of all, you got to find out what your dreams are, what success to you means. Because otherwise, it doesn't matter if you have the money. It doesn't matter if you have the wife and kids. It doesn't matter if you have these things. Then you're on a hamster wheel. Because if you don't know what success to you is or what your goals are, then you're not going to be happy. So a lot of these guys that we're talking about it for the last 2 days, not one day, the last 2 days, is a lot of these people have normal jobs. When I say normal job, they just work for a company or they work for somebody, okay? They work 40 hours a week. All right, they have benefits, they have insurance, they have 401k, they have all this stuff from the company, right? But you ask them all the time, and they tell you like, hey, I'm getting paid good, but I'm not happy. All the time. I don't think I've ever heard somebody that I can pick off the top of my head that said, I love what I do, that works for somebody. I haven't seen it yet. Have you guys seen it?
No, probably not.
Have you seen it?
No.
You know, I haven't seen it yet. I can't remember of somebody. But I look at people that own businesses, okay? And this is not for everybody, right? This is not for everybody. Some of you guys need to keep working that 40-hour regular week and be on a salary. Because at the end of the day, you don't have what it takes. That's just the truth. It's not me trying to poke the bear. It's just the truth, you know? But you look at some of these people that are putting in 100 hours a week in their business, and they're happy. They're exhausted. Yes, their mind is clouded because of all the stress and all the work and all the things to do. Yes, they're probably nitnacking his wife or their husband nitnacking at each other because they don't see each other as much. But after it's all said and done, they're happier because they both know where this is going to take them. you know?
Yeah.
And for all we know, they both might be working in the company that they're building, you know? So they get to see each other more if they worked at other jobs, you know? And that guy, even though he's working all these hours, he may be able to leave and go to his kid's basketball game. But if he was in a regular job, he would not be able to do it for this, you know, my kid's going to States and I have to be there. Well, there's nobody to cover your position, sir. We can't let you off that day. But even though he's working 100-hour weeks, he's going to sacrifice 2 hours of his work to go see that game. You know what I mean? So for him, that was the win of the year. Win or lose for the kid at the game, for the dad or the mom, that was a big win. They were able to make that big tournament for their kid, you know? So if you know what your goals are, you know, and I was doing this to you yesterday. I was questioning you yesterday, right?
You're throwing down back there.
Gio and I were in the office just going, not argument, but I was trying to pick him apart and have him pick apart his goals, right? And I always ask people this, and I've learned this a couple years ago. It's, what are your goals, and what are you doing it for? Okay, I want $100 million. I want a Rolls Royce. I want to wear a $100,000 Rolex. I want a Lamborghini. I want, 5,000 acres in Montana. I want 500 cattle. Whatever it is. Okay, why do you want it? Okay, do you want the Rolex so you can go and try to attract girls? Okay, or show off in front of your boys? Do you want the Lamborghini to go try to attract girls or show off in front of your boys? So why do you want it? And if you're doing it, for example, for those reasons, you're not going to be happy. But if I want the Rolex because I like nice watches, for example, and I like the Lamborghini because I like Lamborghinis. I don't like Lamborghinis, but I'm just saying, for me, just a G-Wagon or a Silverado Z71 truck, I'm good, right? That for me, that's all it is. But why do I want that? I want those because I really like that truck. I really like this watch, okay? So if I'm doing it because I like that stuff for me, because I am attracted to it for myself, then I'm going to be happy when I attain them. But if I want the Rolls Royce or the Rolex because I want to get some girls or attract some girls or look cool or look like I'm rich, then even when I attain those things, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah. I'm still going to be in some sort of state of depression. And I figured this out a couple years ago. And my life changed. 2 years ago, my life completely took a turn. Big change. My mind is clear. And I broke down everything that I'm doing and why I do it. Every single thing. I've been doing it a while, but I really broke it down a couple years ago. And so once you know what you want, now you can get to work.
Yeah.
We're
talking about, and I'll be honest, we were talking about like, do you really believe in your dreams, right? Like,
that's what I asked you, yeah.
Because if it was like, do you really believe in your dreams, right? And obviously, everybody, they're not going to say, no, I don't believe in my dreams, right? Because that's just defeatist, right? But it's like, do you really believe in your dreams? And if you really believe in your dreams, it reflects in your actions, right? Because if you really believe in them, you're going to have urgency, right? Like if you guys really believe that you can be the number one furniture store, you're going to work hard to make that happen, right? Definitely. You're not just going to. And we come to figure out, what I came to figure out yesterday is that a lot of times, like, people in general, with their dreams and ambitions, like, you just have this blind hope. You're like, oh, it's going to happen for me. I believe in God. God is going to make it happen for me. I'm one of God's favorites. For some reason, it's going to be me, right? Everybody has these, like, beliefs, right? Mm-hmm. That you think you're the special one, and it's going to happen for you. But gonna realize, like, you gotta have urgency, like, you gotta work towards it. So, like, how does that? I want to ask you guys, like, how does that go into your guys' business when you run it? Like, how much does urgency play into it? Why not just settle, be like, yeah, we're doing well, like, we just hit cruise control and just take it from here? Like, how important is urgency and always trying to chase the next bigger goal?
I don't think settling was ever a factor. I think it's something just in us.
Yeah. And it's also, like I said earlier, it's really a big thing. Like, once you see your business grow, it's like you want to see it grow bigger. Not even just for, like, of course you want to achieve your goals, but it's like it's this other thing that I'm now learning about. It's like, you know, it's not even a money thing. It's something like, it's like an accomplishment, you know? Competing in jiu-jitsu and winning like a medal, not just a medal, a gold medal, you know what I'm saying? Of course you don't get money for it, but something about it just, I don't know, feels like kind of like a void, you know what I mean? Like a part of us that we want to achieve. And I just went sideways. What was the question again?
Yeah, like how much is urgency? Like
urgency.
how much do you gotta work to get to those goals? Like you can't just like hope to get them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, can't let up, because if you let up the guy next to you, you know, competition-wise, they'll take advantage of it. Like, you give them an inch, they'll take it, you know, just like.
You give them an inch to take a mile.
Exactly. Yeah, so you can't let up. Every day you got to, you know, show up and do the best you can, because if you don't, someone's out there doing it, you know, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And so I did fact check the stats. I'll be throwing out crazy stats, but so every 5 years, 50% of the businesses die, and after 10 years, 70% die off. So
Wow.
after 10 years, only 30% of the businesses that got started survive. So 3 out of 7, 3 out of 10.
It's a lot.
That's crazy. So, like, urgency, a lot of people don't understand. Like, urgency is one of the things that you need to accomplish your goals. You need to, what did I tell you yesterday? You need to work today for tomorrow. You don't work tomorrow for the next day. This is what I told you yesterday, right?
Yep.
You know? So you need to be working today. You don't need to be working tomorrow. You work today for tomorrow if you want to get your goals, right? And we're going to just talk about what we talked about yesterday is I asked Gio, like, hey, do you believe in your goals? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, no. Do you really believe in your goals? Because if you truly believe in your goals, you have more urgency. You work today. You work now. Okay? So a lot of people I ask is like, hey, do you believe in your goals? Yes. Why? Because I'm destined for success. I just feel it. I feel like I'm the one. I'm the chosen one.
I feel it in my soul.
You know, I feel it in my soul. You know, a lot of people say that. Okay, but what sets you apart from the other 8 billion people? You know what I mean? Well, why are you different? They feel the same way. You know? So for the guys that, and going back to your other question is, hey, what's my advice for those guys that work all the time and they're not happy with their job and the sacrifice? Dude, are you willing to sacrificing working at a job? You're sacrificing family time and your happiness for working at a job? Or you sacrifice the same stuff? Okay, because if you work at a job, what are you going to work? 30 years at least to retire before you get a retirement?
Yeah, 40.
You know, 30, 40 years, and then you retire, and then where? Your kids are gone. You know, they're grown up, you know, and then you're old. You can't barely do anything. Or you're going to sacrifice the same time for 5 or 10 years at the beginning, and then you get to live the rest of your life the way you want. That's what you got to try to. Is it easy? No, it's not.
Yeah.
But people make excuses early on because they can't do it. And so what they're going to do for the rest of their life is cry and whine and be in a state of depression and upset and not be happy because they didn't take the sacrifice at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't care what all those gurus on YouTube say. It is not easy. Unless you hit the lottery, it's not easy. Okay? So you need to decide early on. Forget the partying. Forget the BS at the early ages. Jay, you're 22, you know?
Yes, sir.
Jay's 22. Mahmoud is 26. 27, you know? So, like, but you started a few years ago. You know, you saw this happening. Jay saw this happening when
17.
You know, you saw it way earlier.
Yeah, even when I was like 10 years
I mean,
old.
when Jay was 10, I was 16, so I was on the busta, right? Busta means selling stuff on the street. So you saw it at an early age that you saw us working, right? So it's not like we wasted our years early on just BSing. And so which caused you to start early on and start working. You know, you were leaving school in high school, To go to work, right? You didn't get to go to prom and go to football and do all that.
Some days I skipped school and just went to work.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that part so the schools don't come after us. You know, I remember tax season, like busy season, right? You would leave work and go, leave school and go to work.
Yeah.
We all did that. We had to ride the bus. Guess what? Until it was busy season. Guess what? My mom was waiting at the office to pick us up. She ain't even in the car rider line. Like, you going to work? I thought we going on a trip. Nope, you going to work. you going to work. You know what I mean? I remember that, and we hated it some days, right? Some days I loved it, but now it's paying off because I say we got a head start, right? The hard days early on gave us a head start. You know, we can look at it as a blessing in disguise, because some people look at those hard days as like, why is it happening to me? Why is this? Why is that? You know, but now we look at it, those hard days were good because those days were the ones that built us for today. You know, so sacrifice is your decision. You choose what sacrifices you're willing to take. And my firm belief is, if you work for yourself early on, right? And you can still make it happen at 30 and your 40s. I've seen it happen, right?
Yeah.
You can have your freedom, you know, after 5 or 10 years.
100%. You know, Colonel Sanders, the finger-licking Kentucky KFC, and like he didn't become successful until like 65 plus. But one thing that I want to talk about was that that he mentioned like a lot of people get motivated by like, oh, I want to look cool, you know, I want a Rolex so I can flex it on social media. I want a Lamborghini so I can stunt on the haters, you know. I want this and that so I can pick up girls. It's like, I've noticed that when that's your motivation, because that used to be my motivation, right? Maybe not that, but I didn't want to look cool, right? I didn't want things so I could look cool. So I've noticed that when your motivation is to look cool, when you got to wake up early, wanting to look cool is not going to help you get out of bed. You know, wanting to look cool is not going to help you lift weights, you know, or do good things for you. So, like, how can you find that motivation? And, like, how important is, like, that motivation? Like, what kind of motivation do you need to, like, actually be able to get your goals? Like, how important is it to find, like, deep down, find inside what really wants, not just something superficial as just, oh, I want to look cool, or I want to stand in a Lamborghini hood and hold a money phone, you know? Because that's not really motivation. You see that in rap videos, you see that on the mainstream media, but that's not motivating, you know, because I've been there. That doesn't help me get out of bed.
You were on the Lamborghini with the money phone?
I wanted to be on a Lamborghini with the money phone.
Dude, that's all to me, that's all childish BS. To me. Some people are like, Mo, you're extreme. No, I don't like, that's not attractive. To me, if you talk to me, right, that is not attractive. That is disgusting to me, right? I'm just being honest with you. If you're showing money and you're showing, you're flaunting, that's not attractive to me, right? And it goes back to the same thing: is what is your real dream and why? What is it and why? Then you can decide to get up and work, right? Is if you know what you want to do, then you have the energy, if not the energy, the will, because sometimes you don't have the energy. It's your willpower that gets you up to go to work. But if you're doing it for somebody, like I'm not saying if you're doing it for your family, right? If you're doing it from your family, that's motivation to get up. But for other people, then you won't get up.
Yeah.
Right? And people are attracted to those things because they are lacking confidence, okay? And so you have to make sure you have your confidence first. And people don't know what confidence is. You know, a lot of guys think they know what confidence is. Women think they know what confidence is. But true confidence is when you truly believe in yourself for yourself, right? I believe in myself for myself. What does that mean? That means that I believe I can accomplish things, right? And I believe that I'm doing stuff for me, for myself. It kind of confuses you saying it like that, right? But if you do that, then you're truly confident. Because guess what? thank God for everything. Alhamdulillah, right? For everything. But I'm a young guy. I'm in shape. You know what I'm saying? I look good. All right? But I'm not out here with my shirt button all the way down, 4 buttons down. You know, I'm not out here wearing an extra small T-shirt. I'm wearing my 13-year-old brother's T-shirt. You know what I mean? I'm not here wearing, you know, showing my money or, you know, just throwing money around, right? Because I don't need to prove anything to you. I don't need to show you my muscles. I don't need to show you my body to show that's confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Men and women do this. They show their body to say that I'm confident. That's why I'm showing my body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I've heard, like, kind of going off track. I've seen this guy. I've seen guys before, they're like, yeah, I don't care what my woman wears. She's attractive. That's confidence. She shows her body. And I'm like, you dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's not confidence, bro.
Yeah.
Confidence is knowing you look good and you don't have to show it to somebody.
Dang.
That's what confidence is. You know what I'm saying? Confidence is you know you look good and you don't show it to somebody. Because if you know you look good, why do you need to show it to somebody? You only show it to somebody to get their approval.
Yeah, validation.
You give validation. And what does that do to your confidence? That's why I call it fake confidence. It goes from here to here. Right? So people use their bodies, guys and girls. That's nasty to me. Get that out of here, right? The second thing is they use money to get confidence. Mm-hmm. They buy the most expensive jeans. They buy the most expensive shirts. And this is nothing wrong with that, right? If you got it like that, nothing wrong with that. Look at what Mark Zuckerberg wears. Look at what Steve Jobs wears.
I think he's wearing chaps from Walmart.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his whole outfit is probably $100. Now, sometimes they go to a nice dinner and dress up and spend $5,000 on a suit? Yeah, they probably do. But they're multi-billionaires. Mm-hmm. Okay? But if you're an average Joe trying to make your living and trying to make a dream and for your family, you shouldn't be going and buy this $2,000 outfit. Yeah. $500 shoes. You're buying $200 Jordans every time they come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not doing that because you're confident. You're doing that because so you can try to gain confidence, so you get validation, so you can boost it. You know what I mean? Just like we talked about in fighting. The guy that runs his mouth is not confident because he's trying to cause a reaction so it can boost his confidence. Or he's trying to protect his fake confidence by getting loud and wild and rowdy. You know what I mean? The samurai doesn't talk. He just cuts your head off.
Dang.
It's just that simple. There's no talking. You know what I mean? So all this stuff goes back to your confidence. What do you do to, build your confidence? Working hard builds your confidence because your body knows that you're not lying to it when you say you're going to do something. All right? And if you train with your hands, you practice shooting firearms. More importantly, the way to build confidence, in my opinion, is going hands-on in combat sports. Right? You get the most confidence from that. Because as humans, we're vulnerable, right? What if I get attacked by so-and-so? What if I get attacked at Walmart? What if I get attacked in the street? Well, what if we take that what if out? Okay, that what if is big because you don't have the tools to protect yourself. But that what if gets smaller and smaller when you equip yourself with more tools. Jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, judo, wrestling, firearms, knife, whatever it is. So your confidence goes up. And that translates to business, that translates to your personal life. And people skip out on that. Mm-hmm. Dan Pena, I like listening to Dan Pena. He said it. He said some of the most successful business owners have a martial arts background. I mean, you imagine if you're more confident, you can make more confident decisions. More confident decision can probably make you more money. When you're more confident, you can lead a team. Nobody's gonna want a weak leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you're more confident. Your wife is gonna be there. Your family's gonna be there to support you. Not saying I think, and you're trying to make a business happen. It's not working, or you don't even believe in your goals. But if you're a confident guy, then everything follows. So when you become confident, then you start doing things for yourself and not for other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think martial arts are very underrated, especially like in today's world. Everybody's like, man, it's a civilized world. I don't need to throw hands, you know. I got a call 911, and they'll be here on my doorstep in a couple minutes, right? But Jay, Mahmoud, both you guys train jiu-jitsu. So how long have you guys been training? And have you seen benefits of jiu-jitsu in your life and in your business life?
You go first.
I've been training for about 2.5 years. I will say jiu-jitsu helped me in like confidence aspect of it. Being able to deal with other companies. If I'm sitting across the table from a company rep and we're talking numbers or big numbers, and you know, it helps me kind of think different and kind of see their moves, because it's kind of like a, you know how people say like jiu-jitsu is kind of like a chess match. Well, when you're dealing with other companies, it's kind of the same thing, because they'll say certain things to see how you react, and you have to say certain things to see how they react, and try to get the, you know, best deal, or, you know, stuff like that. So it helps me, you know, with confidence. Helps me also. It helped me with how to kind of what's it called? Deal with stress too. Or like before a big event, I'm not as nervous because of jiu-jitsu, you know. There's a lot of things it's done for me in the business world for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's are pretty similar. I've been training maybe about, I want to say 1.5 years now. And pretty similar to my brother Mahmoud here. Confidence went up a good bit, especially with business, because you're not just talking to sales reps or customers. You're reaching out to other companies too. Mm-hmm. So you'd be meeting with some random company. It's like confrontation. They got like 4 or 5 people with them. Mm-hmm. You got to keep your composure.
Yeah.
Make sure they help us out. Not try to, you know, rip us off.
Yeah, and like I said, believe it or not, man, the furniture industry is pretty hostile. Like
really,
a lot, like other furniture stores, they're ready to throw hands. Like you can make a whole sport out of it.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, man, they'll come in your store and just give you a look. Like I remember when we first opened up, it was my oldest brother and my coworker. They were just hanging out outside, and another furniture store just drove by, kind of making smart remarks, and it's like, why do that? You know what I'm saying? Like we're just trying to run a business. Why are you coming over here just talking smack?
That's hilarious. Every time I walk into the store, I see a smiling face. Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I didn't think they'll be ruthless.
Yeah.
But that's funny. But so you guys been training at the gym. Obviously, you've been training at Border Martial Arts, you know, Coach Borders and Coach Mo's Academy. Mm-hmm. But what did you guys think when he told you guys that he was going to open a martial arts academy? Like, what did you really think? Not just macking it up. What did you guys really think?
First, he was gonna open it up. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, probably do some Muay Thai there. That's the first thing I wanted to do.
No, you said boxing.
I said boxing. Yeah, I won't stop talking about boxing. I love boxing. I don't know why. So I'm like, yeah, man, it's me boxing there, right? He's like, yeah, it's me boxing. Okay, cool. I remember telling him like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a what did I say? I'm gonna be a
boxing
champion or something. Boxing champion.
Boxing
Golden
for the Olympics. Yeah, and he's like, okay, yeah, you can do it for sure. And okay, cool. I did boxing when they had it there, and then Muay Thai, and then he kept actually telling me about jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu back then, 2.5 years ago. I was like, man, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't want to do jiu-jitsu. And he's like, dude, just do it. Just do it. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. He's like, okay, well, come do boxing and Muay Thai and all that. I'm like, yeah, I'll come do that, but I'm not doing the other stuff. And I was doing, I think it was Muay Thai class. I was waiting for Muay Thai class or something, and some guy was sending them jiu-jitsu mats, and my brother was talking to him, and I think, I don't know, you probably told him something, like choke him out or something. I don't know. Anyway, I saw him talking to the guy, and then the guy kind of gave me like a weird look, like, come over here and do some jiu-jitsu with me. And I was like, I don't know what that is, or what is that? He's like, just come here, let's just, I guess like,
let's just roll.
Just roll, that's what he said. Yeah,
He pretty much called him out.
Yeah, he
I
called
think
him out.
I think what happened, 'cause I do this every now and then. I send people to some of the people in my gym are gonna be like, Coach Mo, you're a jerk. So if I want you to do jiu-jitsu, I'm gonna get you in there. And I think I told him something along the lines like, because you had an ego back then.
Oh, yeah.
We had a big ego. And so I sent this guy, I told him like, hey, go convince him and kind of call him out onto the mat to roll. And so he went and started rolling with Mahmoud. What happens?
Yeah, the guy taps me out like 5 times or I was like, what the heck just happened? Like, that don't make sense. Like, I couldn't, obviously I couldn't punch the dude, like, because it's jiu-jitsu. And I was just sitting there just like, what the heck just happened? And then I just did one class. I can't remember how that class went, but, and then that's it. I just got addicted to it. And then 2 years and a half later, I get the benefits of doing jiu-jitsu,
Yeah. And so why didn't you want to do jiu-jitsu?
I just didn't, never really looked at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't pay attention to it. Like, I've heard about it, I've seen clips, but just like, I just wanted to use my hands, kind of just like a very like caveman aspect of fighting. I just want to punch the guy, like.
Every guy says that.
Yeah, like I just
every single guy. And I'm like, I have respect for those guys, but it's like, dude, this jiu-jitsu guy will choke you out.
Yeah, so thanks to him, actually, he got me into jiu-jitsu. So, otherwise, I don't think I would have done jiu-jitsu, to be honest. Like,
yeah, what's crazy? Like, I know like a lot of Hispanics, like in my family, like I told them that do jiu-jitsu, and like, what are you doing? What? Like, is that like a karate type thing? Like, no, like it's grappling. He was like, grappling. I don't want to be hugging another man and on top of another man on top of me, right? Like that's fruity, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, if we throw down, right, and I'm on top of you. And you can't do nothing, who's going to feel vulnerable?
Yeah.
Right? Is it me or you? So I think a lot of people don't see it that way. And they're going to find out one day, right?
Yeah.
But what about yourself, Jay? How did you feel when he said he was going to have an academy? Like, did you see yourself training?
The beginning.
Did you believe the academy was going to open first?
Was going to open? Yeah. When you said it, honestly, for some reason I wasn't surprised. I just figured it happened eventually or something. Thinking something like that. I don't fully remember. But, yeah, I figured I was going to train. I trained a little bit. And then I stopped. And then up until, I think about a year and a half ago is when I started back up.
That's when the business started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I went to Vegas for, what's it called? First furniture market.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just time to amp it up.
So you wanted to amp it up in all aspects.
Yeah, not just jiu-jitsu, but my life too.
Yeah. Which translates pretty good over.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you train, it makes you kind of want to do other things. Right? When you train your body, you sharpen your body, then physically your body starts craving more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, hey, okay, I feel good. Let's go walk. Let's go on a run. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do sometimes. And sometimes I just walk around the farm, just in circles, like just walking on the land back and forth.
Yeah.
Now,
how much does you see this all the time, and it's also like underrated, and I think all people are always mentioning it, but it's easy to overlook it because, it's easy to forget, because working out is hard. Like, how much does being physically active and working out play into your business life? Does it play a big role, and how much of a big role does it play?
what do you think?
No, that has a big role in it. It helps you like be more, feel good like physically. If I miss a day of like working out or going to jiu-jitsu or just running, I just feel like I feel like I get sick and like I feel weak, kind of. And it's like when you work out or do jiu-jitsu, it's like I guess it just pumps your blood or it gives you kind of like gets you going, kind of, like starts.
It just feels good.
Yeah.
After, working out, after working all day, you're dealing with paperwork and then customers. Then you get to go home, just slam weights or go to the gym, go to jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah. Being fit mentally and physically helps. Like, you have to have that in business. Like, you have to. I know at one point I wasn't like that, and I worked in the family business, and I was, like, in bad shape. I was, like, 108 pounds or 109 pounds, just malnutrition, and then I started jiu-jitsu, and it's like it made me want to just get like it gives you, what's it called, like
Dopamine?
pick up, not that, like it gives you like a pickup, kind of like a
Friction.
Yeah, it gets you momentum going. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Momentum. So after the jiu-jitsu, it's like, okay, cool, like this, I'm starting to see the benefits, and it's like, all right, I need to start eating clean, I need to start working out, I need to stay hydrated, because you feel that in working out and jiu-jitsu. If you're not, nutrition right, whether it's hydrated or food, you feel it. And it's kind of like that in business. If you're not taking care of your body and your mind, your business is not going to do good. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do good in business. So,
What do you think, Jay?
What was the question again?
Like, how do you think training and staying physically active, sharpening your body, translates to business?
Yeah, I think it makes a big impact on it. Because, like, recently we stopped eating outside food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, especially when you're working, sometimes 6-7 days a week, it's quick to go to, I don't know, McDonald's or Sonic and grab a hamburger or something. It's not as difficult as meal prepping where you got to stay up late at night. You got to cook everything out and have meals for 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then eating good will make you perform good. Perform good, I mean, you're working out, you're staying active. Definitely helps with the business. You're not sluggish, you're on point.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. Like, it's a cycle, right? We talked about it a couple weeks ago on episode 1 and 2. Is staying sharpening your, and that's why I like why I came up with this name, sharpen your sword. Okay, because you have 2 swords, in my opinion. The samurai has 2 swords. Okay, the samurai always carries 2 swords, and our swords right now are our mind and our body. Okay, in order for your body to operate good, you need a healthy mindset. How can you get a healthy mindset? You feed your body good things. You give your body good things. You stay active, physically active, and it's a game. They both play off of each other, right? So I wanted you guys to train jiu-jitsu because I got the benefits of training early on, and it helped me early on when I started the business at 18, right? I've been doing Muay Thai and judo and all that for 13, 14 years now. Jiu-jitsu almost 10 years. So I got the full benefit, and I'm trying to get you guys to understand that because I know with jiu-jitsu, if I can get you on the mats, I can get you to stay because it's different than going and lifting weights and going on runs. Jiu-jitsu, you got a team, you got a community. You make friends. People get you into training, right? And I knew if I do that, then it will help you translate everywhere else. Now you're going to the gym, you're lifting weights. Both you guys lift weights. I lift weights, right? Why we lift weights? Because we have a stronger mindset. We feel good after training. Our body wants that. Now we added one more thing, lifting weights. Now we all go on runs, right? All of us here run. Now, one thing that we're doing, when I first came back from overseas, my parents, we all went to Palestine in July, and me and Jay and Mahmoud came back, and I don't have my mom with me here, right? My mom used to cook us food every day. And we took advantage of it, right? That's what we talk about. Like, man, my mom made us the best food. Now we don't have it. Now we went on like a fast food binge pretty much when we first came back because we had to do so much. And we have to take care of all the stores by ourselves, all the businesses, train, I have to coach, I have to do all this. So all I would do is I would try to still eat semi-clean, like, hey, nukes or whatever. But you come to realize, man, the quality of meat that they have is still not good.
Yeah.
It still makes you sluggish. It still clouds your mind. It still makes you lazy. It makes you sleepy. It does all that, right? Now we're going on we're trying to make our own food. They're the ones that cook the most, really. I have a lot of fun cooking deer meat. And so I went out and killed the deer the other day, and then it was rough. It was cold as I don't know what. I had so much things to do that day, but I skinned it, I processed it, field dressed it, and then they helped me quarter it up, and they quartered it up, cut up the meat. So this week and next week, we're eating deer meat. Mm-hmm. Breakfast, I had deer heart, and I feel super strong right now. I said on the episode, like, I can run through a wall. Yeah. And one of my friends messaged, and she was like, oh, now you're going to run through a wall. I'm like, yeah, stay away from me training. But when I eat deer heart, I feel so good. I can eat turkey bacon from the store. I don't feel as good. Turkey bacon is not bad, right? But deer heart, deer meat is some of the best meat you can get. So it's clean meat. Now everything is starting to go together. My mind is clear. My body's strong, and this helps me perform better. And as an athlete, it helps me perform better as a leader and a coach to my, business team and my jiu-jitsu team. And then it helps me operate better in the business because I'm not a lazy bum sitting on the couch or doing this and just wasting my time away. I'm active in the business. You know what I mean? So all this goes together. You need to sharpen your sword, and you need to sharpen your body, your mind and body. So it will translate everywhere in business and sports and your family time, your personal time, all of this. It translates everywhere. I don't really mean to interrupt. You guys probably seen me on my phone. I'm been getting blown up this morning. And it shows that I've matured a little bit and I've calmed down because somebody just broke into my store. And it's not a big deal. I mean, it's getting taken care of. But usually I'll get up and I'll take off running, right? Mm-hmm. But now it's like, let's finish this and then we'll get on to that, you know? But that's another thing, you know, that's part of running a business. Something is going to happen nonstop, right? And it never ends in the business, right? It always keeps moving. Something's always coming up. And that's part of owning a business. You have to, when you sign up to try to run your own business, that's what you signed up for, right? And you have to be ready for these. And physically and mentally, you got to be ready for these, right? It just cracked me up. I'm not trying to make an excuse while I was on my phone, but that's why I keep checking my phone. But it was crazy how you were talking about the things that happen in business, and we're talking about tsunamis. That's another thing that's going to be an obstacle for me today at the store because of that, you know? Now I got to jump a few hoops to fix a few things, but it's no big deal. You know, that's part of it. I've accepted that. God damn,
gotta get that plexiglass, man.
Hey, in Memphis, they find a way to get through anything.
Man, they gonna get through Superman's armor in Memphis.
Man, a few years ago, it was at the same area, and they stole my friend's pickup truck. I bought this pickup truck for deliveries, and there's a pawn shop about 3-4 miles down the street, and you know the pawn shop has the garage door and all that. You can't rip that door out really. And so what they did is they stole my friend's pickup truck, and they ran it straight through the pawn shop, and they stole everything out of the pawn shop. So in Memphis, they find ways. It's just that simple. But that's part of owning a business. Okay, you just take it, you fix it, and you move on.
Yeah, you know, and now you mentioned that. That's a big point. Is like when you train jiu-jitsu, it's like when you get caught in all these positions, like this position called mount. I mean, somebody's on top of you, side control, somebody's on the side of you, and they're putting crazy pressure, right? And you learn how to stay calm under stressful situations. You learn how to stay cool under these panic situations, because at first you panic and you're claustrophobic and you can't breathe and you panic. And this is what jiu-jitsu has taught me is like when things get hard, it's like you panic, then you're just gonna end up tapping out. You're gonna end up losing. But jiu-jitsu teaches you to stay calm under fire, stay calm, operate, and then you find a way out. You reverse it, and you end up on top. So that's another big thing that jiu-jitsu has taught me in my life, to stay calm under those very stressful situations.
Oh, it's helped me a lot. You know, it's helped me a lot. But I got some questions for you guys. Jay and Gio, you guys are the same age.
Yeah.
22.
22.
So both of you guys are running businesses now. Okay? The first question I'm going to ask, did you see yourself running a business?
No.
Okay. You didn't see it like at all? Like that's something that you never even thought was going to happen? Especially like you, Jay. You saw us in it.
No, I saw the work. I mean, I don't know, at a young age, I always saw myself hopefully, becoming successful. I'm sure a lot of people say that, but I had that in the back of my head always, no matter since I was really young. But I didn't know about a business, I didn't fully think that.
I actually remember now when I used to talk to you, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to go into the business store.
Like something's going to happen.
Yeah, he kept saying that. He's like, I'm not going to go into like retail with you guys.
I remember saying that.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not going to go. You're like, I'm going to do something else. I forgot what it was. You just kept saying, I'm going to do something else. I'm like, what are you going to do? But I actually remember that now that I asked you that question. What about you, Gio?
No, same, you always got a feeling that you're going to be successful, right?
But like I said, 8 billion people in the world, they think that. Nobody owes you anything. Success is not going to come to you. Success will never come to you. You have to go chase it.
Amen.
You have to go get after it.
You really do got to make it, and you can't just be living blind and hope. Like, I hear so many people. Again, I met this old man, right, which is hilarious. He always had a saying. He said, people always hope to win a lottery, and they don't even play the lottery.
That's me. That's me. I've not one time bought a lottery ticket, And then when I see like the number, especially when it says 999, when it's like 1.3 billion, you know, they can't put 1.3 billion on it. And every time I'm like, dude, one day I might win that. And I'm like, bro, you're not going to buy a ticket. Like, you're not going to buy a ticket. You know what I mean? And so I'm that guy that's like, I want to win the lottery, but I never bought a ticket.
Yeah, you know, and so I think that's something you can't be caught up in those dreams. Like, I think everyone has been through that conversation. Like, if you win the lottery, what are you gonna do? Or when I hit the lottery, I'm gonna do this and this and this and that. You know, why wait to hit the lottery? Why not get up and play the lottery of life? You know what I'm saying? But I always thought I was gonna be like kind of in business because I read like Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I didn't want to go to school because I just thought that was gonna be a waste of my time, and I wanted to get into business. I didn't know how I was gonna get into business. I thought I was gonna maybe have my own construction business. I wanted to do business, but I didn't know how I was ever gonna get through it. It was just an idea of mine. Yeah. So now that I ended up being in business, it's I had those thoughts. Just the glitz and the glamour, and oh man, it's gonna be so much fun. It is a lot of fun, but fun in the sense that it's gonna be a walk to the park. You know, it's gonna be a piece of cake. Yeah. And it's just gonna be sunshine and rainbows, and I'm gonna just be living the life. You know. Yeah. But once I got into business and started learning it and started understanding it, because every business is different, but learning the business of the gym, it's so much that goes into it, guys. So much.
How would you say business has changed you?
That was gonna be my next question.
Oh, was it? I'm curious because I know how it changed you. I was curious how it changed you.
So business is this is beautiful that I heard a quote the other day. So entrepreneurship is the highest level of personal development. So if you want to improve as an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, it doesn't correlate. It is not just what's a better sales strategy, what's a better marketing strategy. It goes down to how can I be a better me, you know? And when you become a better you, it directly correlates. You know, when you sharpen your sword, it directly correlates into your results. Like, I saw this firsthand when I was working. Like, I thought that I think when you work a business or whatever, right, and things come in, right, revenue comes in, you think it's like, I just need to do my part, and some months are gonna be high, some months are gonna be low. I just gotta do my part, and then I guess the universe is gonna destine how much I make, or the universe is gonna destine how much I hit this month or whatever, right? But that's not the case. It's you directly. What you do directly correlates with your results, you know? And so that's the biggest thing working in business has taught me. It's your personal development reflects onto your job, you know? It's not just the skills and the job alone. It's, do you work out, right? Because if you're not working out, then you got a bad frame of mind, then customers come in and you got attitude, and somebody that could have joined your team, now they're gone because you had a nasty attitude, or you were low energy and you couldn't present the product, or you couldn't present yourself in a good way, so people don't want to do business with you, you know? Yeah. Or you don't work out, so you got low work ethic. So that's never going to produce nothing good. And everything is correlated to personal development. That's what I've noticed in business.
Yeah, I know working in the gym is super hard because what we do is we try to get people on the couch, and you guys get people off the couch. So I think that's pretty interesting.
I've never thought of it like that. That's awesome.
So I think y'all's is definitely harder, trying to get people to better their life and, through martial arts and all that. So
100%. What about you, Jay?
What was the question again?
It was about, I asked him how's business changed him.
I think it changed me a good bit too. Well, you said you already knew how it changed me.
No, I got an idea of how it changed Hamlet. Oh, we'll ask him too.
For me, I'd say definitely opens your mind up a little bit more. You see things from a lot of different perspectives, not just like our business. You can take it into like your everyday life, or when you see other things out there in the real world, all of it kind of correlates to the same thing.
Yeah, it's all kind of related.
Yeah.
How's business changed you?
So since you said you know how it changed me, I want to ask you about me.
So that's what I thought.
Well, I know we touched base on it. You said
So you
that
tell me
business.
how it changed me.
Well, I know you said starting off early, it was able to get you an idea, kind of like the details and how it made you stronger and
Yeah.
starting at an early age. But
So I think the business changed me in a lot of different ways. And there's one way that I'm going to talk about here in a second that I'm going to try to reverse in a few years, because it took me, and right now it's taking me to a point where it's not a bad point, but I want to always operate under this point right now. So business taught me how to get mentally stronger, because the days that you make no money, you start questioning how you're going to live. like how are you going to eat? How are you going to pay the bills? Like a lot of people divorce over that. How am I going to pay the bills, or financial reasons, right? That's how big the problem is. People think it's like, it's a cliche. How am I going to eat? That's a big deal. How are you going to feed your wife? How are you going to feed your kids? You got to feed them. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay the house note. You got to have the lights on. You got to have the water. You have to have all of these things, right? So when you don't make money, that's the first question. And in episode 1, I talked about this. I'm an hour and a half, 2 hours away. How am I going to get back to home? Making no money. I have to make it happen. If I have to sit out there until midnight, I had to make it happen. So one of the biggest things it taught me is confidence, belief, and mental strength. Okay? And the fact that those times when you start questioning yourself, you have to reassure yourself. Okay? And like right now, like I tell people I got a hard head. It's because of that. You know? You mentally and physically harden up because of hard times. You know what I mean? And your mind gets sharper because things are so hard and so tough, but you have to decide to get up and do it again. When I'm sitting out there and I'm not making no money, okay, so many things are going through my mind. And then when I make something happen, you know, then I get stronger. You know what I mean? So that was one thing. The other thing is, because of that, me getting mentally sharper, when there's so much things going on, stress and chaos and the tsunamis here, the tornado, the hurricane, everything all at once. It can be spinning around me, and I can still see straight through it.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, for me, that's what's helped me a lot. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. It can be a tornado or a tsunami.
Yeah.
Just going. And I can see straight through it and figure out the problem that I need to fix, or the first thing I need to go after. And for me, I look at that as a superpower. You know, it's helped me in jiu-jitsu. It's helped me in my MMA fights. Like, it can be chaos. I can be losing, but I can come back. You know? And in business, it happens a lot. You can be losing, you know, and you can come back. So it's to operate under stress and pressure. A lot of people break under stress and pressure, but diamonds are made under stress and pressure, you know? So if you want to be a diamond, you need to be able to operate under stress and pressure. If you want to be a millionaire, you need to be able to operate under stress and pressure. And there's thresholds to these things. I didn't learn this until a couple years ago. The threshold for stress for some people may be here. Okay, but when you operate in that threshold to the max, then it'll go up a little bit. And then it'll go up a little bit. And it'll go up a little bit. So I'm not going to use myself. Let's just say Bob, successful entrepreneur. His threshold is right here. The normal average person's threshold of stress and pressure is right here. That little space right there may not seem like nothing, but that's where the success happens. You know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people quit too early. People stop too early. You know? Because of stress and the pressure. But now, and this is the thing that I said I'm going to try to fix, is the stress and the pressure and the chaos. If I don't feel that in my life, which is not good because people are like, Mo, you need to chill out, is if I don't feel the chaos and I don't feel the pressure, I feel like I'm not working. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm just chilling because I've been so used to deadlines and pressure and stress that if I don't have that anymore, it's almost like I'm taking an easy day. I'm taking a rest day. And I mentally get in my head, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, there's something going on. There's something wrong going on if I feel that way. So I always want chaos, and I always want something dealing with chaos, right? I want the pressure because now I'm working. It may be contradicting, but that's how I operate, right? Because now you've taken the lead at the gym. So you taking the lead at the gym took stuff off my plate. They take the lead at Mid-South Furniture. That's taking stuff off my plate. You know, at the other store, some people are taking stuff off my plate, and I'm like, bro, I need something. You know what I mean? Like I need something. Don't take everything. But that's part of growing, right? And right now, that's okay for me. I want that chaos because I want to go through that chaos, and I want to increase the threshold for myself. This way, my threshold of stress and pressure is so high that when I do decide to settle down, doesn't matter what hits me, I'm gonna be ready for it. So that's the biggest thing I would say helped me in my life, outside of freedom. After all these years of working, I do have some freedom now. If I decide to go, with my family somewhere, and for example next year, I get to do it. If I want to go to Montana in December, I get to do it now. But I had to give up 10 years of partying in my youth to achieve that.
Yeah. It always goes back to sacrifice.
Yep.
But I like what you said, that it was that you like to feel the chaos, you like to feel the stress. You don't want to feel chilling. And I guess it goes right back to like working out, right? It was like if your muscles aren't under stress, they're not growing, they're dying.
Yep.
Right? And I guess you could say the same about somebody's life. If you're not stressed, if you're not growing, then you're just chilling and you're just dying, right? You're not doing nothing. Time is just ticking and you're doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot who said it. It's a quote that y'all might know. He said, the more stress you can handle is how rich you become.
Dan Pinion probably said
That's
it.
a Dan Pinion.
A lot of successful guys say that.
Yeah. So, and even stress, it's not a bad thing. The word stress sounds scary, but it actually helps you develop certain skills. Because that amount of stress, once you develop it, it's like that, that previous stress, it's not stress anymore. So if it comes back, it's like, it's nothing. So it's kind of like what he said about, you can fly through all that and kind of still pass through it and pinpoint what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I remember her saying, it says that your net worth is directly correlated to your pain tolerance. So if you got no pain tolerance, then obviously you're going to be into pennies. But you got a lot of pain tolerance, right? And pain refer to stress, to pressure, late nights, maybe skipping meals, directly correlates to your bank account. And I remember a couple of weeks I was working and my head was pounding. I was getting a lot of headaches because of stress, right? Because I was under a lot of stress. And so my family was like, that's not good for you. You're always being stressed. That's not good for you. That's going to be bad for you, right? But it was like, no, this is good for me. Like, my body is going to adjust to this, Yeah. Like I'm not just going to cave in and be like, oh, my head hurts. Maybe I shouldn't do it right. It's like, no, like, it needs to be the opposite. It should be like, my head hurts. I got to get used to this feeling. Because if I don't get used to this feeling, then I'm never going to get past that threshold. I'm always going to be held back just because of some head pain, Mm-hmm. Just pop 12 Adderalls and we're done with it.
But that's the truth, man. Like, now, for some people, viewers are going to be like, man, that's crazy that you feel that way and you just don't care about it. But, like, that's the sacrifice and the things that go with owning a business. It's stressful, man. Like, it's stressful. Your pain tolerance and your stress tolerance and the thresholds, they need to be up there. Because you see this in all different walks of life, though. Not just in business. When people get stressed out, watch how they react. They start freaking out. They freak out. And jiu-jitsu obviously has helped me in that a lot, right? It's helped me big time in that because you're put in bad positions. You can't freak out because if you freak out, you get choked out, But look at people when they're having a hard time in a relationship and it's stressful. They go do something crazy. You know what I mean? Or they just say, screw it, and I'm done. Because they can't operate at that. Their thresholds are not big enough to operate under that stress to fix things. People in business can't operate under that stress, so they quit and they lose their business. Because in business, it's a consistent. This is consistent. As long as you have the business, that's a factor that's always going to be there. Stress. It's always going to be there. Now, my threshold of stress at the beginning of it got to this high. So I'm fine. But my stress level is not always going to be up here. It's probably going to be down here. And it being down here, it's almost as if I don't have stress because I've been so used to operating at this level, you know? So when you decide to go through it, like you said, then your threshold gets bigger. So now you can operate even when you're stressed out. And that's what business has taught me. That's what jiu-jitsu has taught me, is operating in bad positions, operating in uncomfortable positions, operating in hard situations, you know? And these days, nobody's put in a bad position, really. Here in America, at least. For the most part, we got it good.
Oh, yeah.
We got it way too good. You know what I mean? So when you're not in all these bad positions, then you have no urgency. You have no urgency to get off the couch. You have no urgency to chase your dreams because you're on the hamster wheel. So all you're going to do is this until you die.
100%. I remember the other day I was competing, and I was eating in this breakfast place in Nashville, and I was looking around everybody like I was stressing around. I was feeling butterflies because you got to compete, and just thinking like, okay, I'm about to throw down in a couple hours from now, and I was looking around. And I was like, I wonder how many of these people like are gonna put themselves in that situation, or like are going to be in a position like that today or any time in their life, like where they're feeling the butterflies like of confrontation, you know, like jiu-jitsu, even though it's not a full-fledged fight, it's really nerve-wracking, you know, and all of us have competed. We all felt it. And it's, I was thinking like, dang, probably not many of them are actually going to put themselves in that position, you know? And I realized like what a privilege it really is to be able to compete, you know, and to be able to put yourself in those situations, to feel the butterflies, to feel the nerves, to feel everything that you feel in a competition. Like, because we said, if you're not stressed, stress means growing. If you're not growing, you're dying, you know? So that made me very grateful that I was able to be in that position of stress, of feeling butterflies, and being able to compete, you know?
Yeah, I forgot who I saw said the quote. It was like, if you want peace or if you want strength, you're going to have to find it in discomfort. You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it just chilling, doing everyday things. So I was thinking the same thing last time I competed. Pretty much what you were thinking. I was looking around thinking, I wonder if any of these other people are doing anything, you know, like crazy, kind of. Because you're not going to find it sitting on the couch. You're not going to find it scrolling on your phone.
Yeah.
Who's going to carry the boats?
And the logs.
Who's going to carry the boats? When it gets hard, I tell you, like, sometimes we go on runs, Ben and I tell them that, like, who's going to carry the boats? And that gives me a jolt and energy. Because you guys probably see my sweatshirt, fight and destroy, guys. You can't fight and you can't destroy anything if you're not sharp. So make sure you get up every single day, sharpen your sword, sharpen your mind, sharpen your body. This way you can get up and fight and you can destroy things, okay? You can destroy your goals, or you can destroy obstacles that lead to your goals, right, that block you from your goals. But the only way to do it is to sharpen your sword. It's hard. It's not easy. But if you do something every single day, okay, even if it's 30 minutes a day, you can get sharper. That will get you closer to your goals, that you can live the dream that you want, whatever that dream is, okay? You can be there for your family. You can be there for your friends. You can be there for your loved ones, all right? And you get to live a happy life, okay? And after all that's said and done, you can be a person that decides to give back to this world and make this world a better place. But if you have dull swords, you can't protect yourself. You can't protect your loved ones. You can't protect your country. And at the end of the day, you can't do anything, not even for yourself. But if you're sharp, you can do a lot for your loved ones. You can do a lot for your family and your community and your country and for the world. So, guys, Mahmoud and Jay, thank you for being on this episode. Giovanni, always, I like having you as the co-host, the number one co-host in the United States, in the world.
No more in the game, baby.
Guys, my viewers, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. You don't know how much I appreciate you guys, especially for my gym peeps. I always get the feedback from you guys, and it only motivates me to keep putting these podcasts out. So thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for watching to the end. Love you guys. Please share, subscribe, and like. And I will see you on the next episode of Sharpen Your Sword podcast. You guys have a good one.